Let me guess. You want to be more motivated and disciplined to do your work, to go to the gym, and to eat clean, but you keep on making the wrong decisions. You keep eating the junk food even though you want to lose weight. You keep procrastinating even though you want to be productive. Every single effort you make feels like you're going upstream, fighting a losing battle. If only you knew why. I know how this feels. I used to be down horrendous trying to get on self improvement but failing. And I spent so much time researching why, and I realized that my problem was my mental health. So here's my full mental health guide. In my opinion, this will be the most important video you will ever watch on YouTube. So pay attention. Things like procrastination, lack of discipline, lack of motivation, and a poor diet are not problems all in of itself. They are symptoms of poor mental health. If we improve your mental health, then all these problems will start to disappear. Trying to fix a diet or procrastination is trying to fix a cough when you have the flu. The biggest benefit you will feel after this guide is that work will start to feel fun. It'll be nice not to procrastinate. You'll get higher grades in school. You'll achieve success in your business and become way more productive. Let's start off with depression. I think depression is the most common disease slash illness in developed countries. So what is it? A lot of people seem to think it's a feeling of sadness, but that's not necessarily it. It's more the feeling that there's no meaning or purpose to your life. Why do we get depressed and why is it so common in the modern day? It's because we are living without a purpose. If you are around 20 years old, 100 years ago, we would have had a wife and kids. Our purpose was to provide for them, or we were getting drafted for the war, so our lives actually had a purpose. But in this modern day, we don't exactly see that anymore, so we lack meaning. There's also another issue that causes these symptoms of depression, which is overindulging in instant gratification. Instant gratification is when you do something that feels good right now, but you know will hurt you in the future. So things like porn, video games, watching TV, eating junk food, when we overindulge in these activities, our happiness slowly deteriorates, and the majority of us are overindulging, so we just feel empty inside. Is depression curable? Some people say that it's just genetics and I can't change. And that's just like how I am. But I think that's such a stupid way to think about it because self-image is so important. And you should always think in a way that benefits you. So don't even think you have depression. Just always think that you're happy. Depression isn't all bad though. It is a signal your body is giving you that something is wrong with your life and that you need to change. How do you cure depression? Stop doing the things that make you feel depressed, like instant gratification activities. Because let's be honest, that's what's probably giving you depression, not your genetics. And start doing the good mental health practices that you will learn in this video. So now let's talk about anxiety. Anxiety is when you feel hypervigilant, like you're really aware and you overthink about bad things that could happen. Anxiety differs from person to person. Some people might have physical anxiety where they are anxious about getting attacked, or another person might have social anxiety where they feel an intense, persistent fear of being watched or judged by others. Anxiety can lead to panicking, fear, and it can even have negative impacts on your physical health. When you feel anxiety, your body enters a fight or flight mode, which is telling you to fight or run away. And when that happens, your brain temporarily stops other things in your body, such as digesting, to fuel your muscles. So you frequently see people with anxiety suffering from gut problems. So, why does this happen? Like depression, anxiety is not all bad. It's your body trying to keep you alive. But when that survival mechanism kicks in, it stays on way longer than it should. Most forms of anxiety comes from traumatizing experiences as a kid. Then your body tries really hard to save you. And so even if you leave this dangerous situation, your mind is panicky, making sure to not go back to that same dangerous situation. So don't think of anxiety as an enemy. Be grateful for it. How do you cure anxiety? The single greatest cure is mindfulness, and you will learn that in this guide. If there's one thing I want you to take away from this video, is gratitude. Gratitude is when you stop and you force your brain to think positive thoughts about things that you should appreciate. To implement this, you don't have to go overboard. It takes about 2 minutes. Just go on your notes app or notebook and write down 5 things that you're grateful for every day. At the same time, preferably in the morning. I'm grateful for this camera. I'm grateful for this keyboard, etc. And when you do this, you find yourself just feeling gratitude in your day-to-day life, and that's just such a blessed feeling. Now let's talk about mindfulness and meditation. Mindfulness is the ability to be present and focused instead of having random thoughts pop into your head. I'm at the point where if I'm doing a task, I have no other thoughts in my mind. Think about how nice that would be to be able to focus fully without daydreaming. But why are 99.99% of us so mindless? It's because of our smartphones. The amount of new content you can access in like 1 second is absolutely unbelievable. I've deleted social media and I'm the happiest I've ever been. But I see people on TikTok and they get bored and scroll in like a second within the video. So they're training their brain to only be able to focus for that long. So delete social media and only use your phone to make money. This is important because no amount of meditation can combat the destruction of social media. The biggest benefit of mindfulness is how much more focus you get. You can actually get into a deep workflow state and get shit done. You can finally read. Bro, most people can't read. Like, I ask people how many books they read, and on God, most people say like one or two, and that's because of school. Like, I remember when I was in an English class and we had silent reading time, I'd look around and people read for like a minute and get bored and picked up with their phones. It's disgusting, man. So, how do you increase your mindfulness through meditation? Let's do a quick mindfulness meditation session right now. Start off with a few breaths and keep your focus on it. One, two. You can count it if you like. Then inevitably you will start to like lose focus and your mind will wander. And then it takes a bit of time, but you will realize that you are mindless and focusing on the wrong thing. Then the final step is to focus back on the breath. So step one, you focus on the breath. Step two, you lose focus and think about something random like basketball. Step three, you realize you were thinking of something random and when you're supposed to focus on your breath. At step four, you focus on the breath again. One rotation of this is like one bench press for the brain. And some people actually complain about losing their focus, and they say meditation isn't for me. But that is the literal point of meditation. 100% you'll lose focus. Even I lose focus sometimes. So don't get upset and actually be grateful for the thought and think back to the breath. So start meditating for at least 5 minutes per day. The key is consistency. Download the free Medito app. I'm not sponsored or anything, and try out the beginner courses. They will go more in depth about the benefits and how to meditate. Another way to improve your mental health is challenging yourself. Why? Because challenging yourself is the only way to enter the flow state, which is a state of being so mindful that you don't have any other thoughts. Some examples are like, I have to finish this essay by today. I have to finish this book by the end of the week. Working hard on a goal that we set makes us feel so good about ourselves and even boosts our masculine energy, which I have a guide on. When talking about mental health, we absolutely have to talk about our physical health. Physical health is, in my opinion, the most impactful thing towards your mental health. So, why did I put it before those other things? It's because we need those things to actually improve our physical health. If you're trying to improve your physical health, but you keep skipping workouts, you keep on eating the junk food, it's pointless to improve those directly. Again, you're fighting a losing battle. But if you focus on gratitude, mindfulness, and challenges, you will actually be able to go to the gym consistently and eat healthy. The three pillars to physical health are diet, exercise, and sleep. Diet plays such a huge impact on how we feel and how our brain works. So don't just think calories in, calories out. Eat like a caveman. Meat, vegetables, eggs, potatoes, and fruits. And I promise you, you'll feel so much better. The second thing on this list is exercise. You should be doing some sort of movement for at least 20 minutes a day, even during rest days from the gym. Our ancestors moved around every single day. Go on a walk, shadow box, jump rope, etc. And finally, we have sleep. Getting good sleep actually changed my life and has a huge impact on your mental health. Here are the things that I did to improve my sleep, and I got my information from Andrew Huberman, who I definitely recommend checking out on YouTube. First is getting morning sunlight into your eyes as fast as possible when you wake up. Getting morning sunlight improves dopamine and other sciencey stuff, but you must be outside while you get the sunlight. No windows or anything like that. The second major thing to improve your sleep is sleeping and waking up at the exact same time every day, regardless whether or not it's a weekend. So make sure that this time you set is sustainable. The third tip is getting 1 or more hours sleep. I watched a video by Imal Ghazi and it was Getting Rich video and he told me to sleep for 9 hours a day. And I was so confused because I only need 8 so I can work for an extra hour. But what I didn't know is that you are only in a deep sleep 80 to 85% of the time. So I scheduled out 9 hours for bed and my sleep productivity, focus, and everything skyrocketed. The final thing to do for sleep is winding down before bed. We have to lower our heartbeat before bed so it's at its lowest point when we are about to sleep. The best wind down method I found was scheduling for the next day and then lying down on the floor doing a meditation session. Social connection is having friends and family you have some kind of emotional attachment to. Loneliness is so prevalent in this modern day and it makes your life horrible. So we will discuss how to make and maintain friends, and doing this requires social skills. To improve this skill, go out to a social environment and hold eye contact, smile, and initiate conversations to make it your goal to speak to one stranger every day. There is an amazing book for social skills, and that is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. But the amount of people I gave this advice to asked me where to go to make friends, and that is not the right way to look at it. You should be thinking, who do I have to be to make friends? You can't just go to a gym and instantaneously have friends. You have to level up your social skills, then go to the gyms and martial art clubs. Improving your social skills should be a new goal for you because your lack of it is making you depressed and lonely. So let's talk about your environment, specifically nature, sunlight, and a sense of adventure. Why does this make you happy? Because our ancestors literally woke up with sunlight, stayed outside all day with a sense of adventure. Then there was the strong man who led others to travel and discover new places. This is how life should be for humans. There are probably hundreds of buildings and streets you have not seen within a 10-minute walk around your house. We are supposed to walk around in nature with no distractions and appreciate the trees and leaves. And this is why so many of us are so unhappy. We don't appreciate the beauty of nature and we are drowned in our own thoughts. So, how do we implement this? By getting into long distance cardio. Even if you do resistance training, the benefits of doing cardio are so vast. So go outside and instead of thinking about doing cardio, think about the adventure. And my vehicle for this adventure is running or biking. Kindness is another tool you can use to improve your mental health. There is a study where one group got $5 to spend on themselves and another got $5 to spend on somebody else. And the group that spent the money on somebody else ended up actually being happier than the group who spent it on themselves. So being generous with our money, time, and happiness is way better than keeping it to ourselves. Being kind to others makes us feel like we are needed, and that's an amazing feeling. Consider being generous and doing purposeful work for others that you will feel like you are needed. Pause the video and ask yourself, what purposeful things can I dedicate my life to? Which would help other people? That's it. For this guide to mental health, if you were able to make it this far, good job. If I'm proud of you. Improving my mental health changed my life forever, and I'll always maintain it for the rest of my life. And I hope you do too.